I'm here to introduce the talent of the evening. Please help me welcome Ballantyne.
The exhaust of my brand new 1970s Harley-Davidson roared into life as I headed for home. The warm night air and the soft glow of the street lights blended as I shifted through the bike's gears. But within a couple of miles, the chrome grille of a 1970 Ford crossed the yellow line, and I felt my motorcycle crash into a wall of Detroit steel. My body bounced on the car's windshield, heading for a sickening thud on the pavement. In the emergency room, they took off my helmet and cut away my clothes, preparing me for surgery. I overheard the doctor tell my parents that my x-ray looked like a snowstorm of bone fragments floating loose in my wrist. He said that the best that we could hope for was to keep my hand connected to my arm, but that I'd never be able to use my hand again, not even to use a pencil. Well, thankfully, my skilled surgeon was wrong, and I was able to play a piano piece for you this evening that requires the full use of my once broken wrist. And because of good medical care, my foot healed, and I've been able to run, walk, hike, and dance like nobody is looking.
You don't even try. You don't wanna go loose, kick off your Sunday shoes. Hooey, Carney, shake it for me.
Helping doctors, nurses, and therapists is technology. And back in 1970, I benefited from that technology when the paramedics arrived in the ambulance. Now, they had a lot to say about motorcycle danger on our way to the hospital. And since then, I've learned that there's a thing called a motorcycle ambulance. In fact, they were used in World War I because of their light weight, their speed, their economy, and their mobility. And they are the best choice to get to a cardiac arrest patient. In 1900s, the Knightsbridge Animal Hospital used motorcycle ambulance to transport injured dogs. Well, today, there's a team that uses a smartphone app and a fleet of ambucycles. And they do it to get to patients before the full-size ambulance can arrive. They operate for a fraction of the cost, and they carry complete trauma kits. Their response time is only 3 minutes, and they've helped more than 200,000 patients this year. And the idea is going global.
You can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Magic. And you know you're the one that can put out the fire. You know dark well when you cast your spell, you will get your way. When you hypnotize with your eyes, a heart of stone can turn to clay.
Popular television shows in the 1970s included General Hospital, Medical Center, The Doctors, MASH, and The $6 Million Man. Well, Steve Austin was the star of the show, and he's long since retired, and so is his action figure. So I've asked Iron Man to come in and act as his stunt double. Now, in the show, there was imaginary bionics used to replace his injured arm and his missing legs, making him an early cyborg, part man and part machine. This gave him superhuman strength, speed, and endurance. He had a blind eye from an accident, and so it was replaced with a bionic eye, which gave him sight, zoom, and night vision. And in the book, he had steel-reinforced skull, he had a poison dart gun in his bionic finger, and he had a radio transmitter in his rib. When the doctors were asked in 1974, how far-fetched is this? They said, this cybernetic technology is not available now, but it's coming soon.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people.
How can we look at the 1970s and not mention the clothes? I remember I was wearing bell-bottom jeans, suede boots, and a flower-patterned polyester shirt the night of my motorcycle wreck. But everywhere, people were wearing tie-dye, ponchos, capes, military surplus coats, gauchos, go-go boots, pea coats, earth shoes, halter tops, frayed jeans, granny boots, miniskirts, headbands, mood rings, Birkenstocks, and hippie mama dresses. Now, more conservative Americans were wearing jumpsuits, crop tops, tube tops, spandex, hip huggers, low-rise pants, short shorts, and the ever-popular leisure suit.
Every day.
Well, sometimes I'm right, but I can't be wrong. And my own belief is in my song. Love me, hate me, you're loving then. But you can't figure out the bag I'm in. I am everyday people. Now there was a long hair who didn't like the shorts, and for being such a rich one who couldn't help the poor was in red strokes. But it red go on and so on and so on. It's too bad you.
The navel is clinically known as the umbilicus. Now, we most commonly call it the belly button. It is a scar at the attachment site of the umbilical cord on our bellies. All mammals have navels. Animals have very subtle navels, often covered with fur, probably a lot like my Uncle Buford's. But with most of us, they're very obvious. Now, when a navel is depressed in, we call it an innie. When it protrudes, we call it an outie. 90% of all humans have innies. Navels are scars. They're not part of our genetics, so they have been used to help identify the difference between identical twins. St. Thomas Aquinas, in 1250, was a Dominican priest, and he was very popular and influential with the church. And he said of the navel, it is a bodily metaphor for things spiritual. Ayurvedic medicine says the navel has 72,000 subtle nerves or nadis. The Manipura chakra is located in this area, and its element is fire. Navel displacement is a condition of where the navel shifts its center, and it causes digestive problems. Proper practice of yoga can realign the navel. Now, here's a modern tribal fusion belly dance prescription for excellent belly button health. Research and our own experiences tell us that laughing lowers our stress levels and strengthens our immune system. But it has been found out that 6-year-olds have it best. They laugh on average 300 times a day, while adults, it is found, laugh less than 40. So let's make a resolution to relax and to laugh more as we walk down this path of life together.
Happy trails to you, joy, until we meet again. Happy trails to you, keep smiling until the end. Who cares about the clouds we're together?
Just sing the song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you, till we meet again. Let's go. Happy trails to you, until we meet again. There you go. Happy trails to you, keep smiling until the end. Who cares about the clouds we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you, till we meet again. Thank you, Ernie. Thanks to the All-Stars and the Dearden. Love you.